Yeah, it definitely matters because like money security, like financial security is important to me. As long as like we have enough money to, I don't know, go on dates and like do like concerts, like fun stuff.
No, doesn't really matter. If he has goals, like if the salary's not amazing right now, but he has goals for himself and, you know, he's working towards something, that's important to me, but everyone's in different places at different times, so I feel like immediate salary, just as long as we could still have fun.
If his bills are paid and he treats me right, I don't think money should be an object because it doesn't last forever.
No, salary not too much. I'd say like same answer as his job title. It doesn't really matter what you're making right now, but if you're ambitious and you have like high expectations for yourself and high goals for yourself, then that's very attractive.
It is important because, you know, for me as a female, I plan to be making a certain amount at a certain age. And the man that I expect to be with, I want him to be a hustler and a go-getter too. And you know, the harder you work, the more you work, the higher you're gonna move up, the more your salary is gonna...
Pay attention.
Is there a number that stands out to you as like a decent salary? Like something that you would be like, okay, he needs to make this much money.
I don't think there's a number in mind, especially for right now, but I would say if he's not ever making more than, let's say, $100,000, then I would be a little bit worried about our future.
I'm good.
All right, real quick, before Abba and Priest get into their particular comments, what I find so interesting regarding these discussions when you bring them up in regards to a man's salary is that qualitatively, these answers are innocuous, they're mundane, right? I mean, you'll hear things such as, he's gotta be ambitious, he's gotta be a go-getter, which all sounds well and good, but quantitatively, when you ask for a dollar amount, the answers are literally everything but mundane. And this is why data matters. Let's proceed.
You saw how quick I shut the fuck?
What?
I asked you, I got the answer. You said wait, I waited, I got the answer. I shut the fuck up now.
Let's keep listening.
Oh, wow.
Let's keep listening.
Would be a little bit worried.
I would say enough to live a life of leisure in a sense, like not have to worry about your rent, your utilities, stuff like that, but also
that's reasonable.
Obviously a more
it's reasonable. However, did you pay attention to what she said previously? A life of leisure. You got to pick up on these key words, all right? Because I hear that and I'm like,
more desirable man would be able to take care of our kids, of myself, of our older parents. So I would say somewhere between 400K to
quantitative. Ask the number. 400? Sheesh.
Yo, oh my God, this shit's gonna appeal me so hard.
Where do
bro.
you live?
Oh my days.
And it's just mind you, we're in 2022. Like, where do you live?
Said 400 to the bar goes wherever. If you don't get the fuck up out of here with your average looking, oh my days, get her out of here, bro. And you saw how reasonable everybody sounded? Oh yeah, you know, it doesn't really matter. Fantastic, Cindy. Yeah, I make 50K. Not a chance, you loser. Wow. Y'all saw that? 100K?
Yeah.
You guys understand how high that is? That's like less than 1% of...
It's like 10%.
At 23, if I were to be dating a man right now.
At 23? Did she say 23?
She don't know nothing.
Yeah, she don't know, yeah.
This is gonna be bad. I'm not expecting something very brilliant out of this, but surprise me, I might be super wrong.
80K is pretty good. 80 to 100K.
At 23? Do you understand that you get to that level of money like around 40?
Here's the thing. If she wants to date men that are 10 years older, I can understand that. But being 23 years old and expecting a mid-20-year-old guy to be making $90,000 to $100,000 per year is rare as shit. And at the end of the day, listen, I understand that money is the lifeblood of our capitalistic society, but videos like this demonstrate how disconnected some people are from reality. Let's continue.
And a lot of most out there at 40 are not going to be at that level. You understand that? So, peep game. Whew. So, that's what they want. That's what women want. They want that. And then men are like, well, that's not possible because I'm going to make like 75 or tops 80 if I really get there. But you want above that. But men need to step up. Oh, we shall.
Is what I'd be looking for. Yeah, somewhere around 80 to 100K in your mid-20s.
Yeah, she bugging. She bugging. But let's see exactly how bugging that she is. So we're on a female delusional calculator. So let's say mid-20s is like, let's say anywhere from 23 to, let's say 28. Let's, of course, exclude married people. Let's do any race. Minimum height, I don't know, 5'10", let's just say average. Minimum income, let's go right in the middle of the road. Let's say 90,000. So let's see. And the probability is 1.7%, making that delusional score a 4 out of 5, a cat enthusiast. But here's a question that I gotta ask. If you're looking for a dude that's in the top 1.7% from a salary perspective, then are you a top 1.7% woman? Because far too often you see these modern women setting themselves up for failure because they have average looks but have above average expectations.
The delusion.
Most of my mother I know in their mid-20s are still in school. Those are gonna, hold on, those are gonna eventually make 100, like 120 by the time they're 40. At 25 are still in school.
But you're a goofy ass.
I think 6 figures is definitely decent for, it's a little, you gotta work hard for it nowadays, but for an income, you know, to create a family and things of that nature, like at least 100,000 is acceptable.
Okay.
Again, what did they say in the beginning? The exact same girl. Most of these girls in the beginning said, oh, he's just, you know, I don't care how much money. He just gotta just treat me well, with respect. Bullshit.
And you motherfuckers don't understand why Andrew Tate exists. You don't understand why the red pill exists. You don't understand why these extremes exist because you got that extreme. Damn is the response to that.
Here's the reality of modern women today and their financial situations.
Welcome back. New numbers this morning on debt among millennials. Who is piling it on more, men or women? Tracy Carrasco with the details now. And you got a first look at this survey, Tracy.
We did, yes. Lending Tree recently surveyed more than 1,000 millennial men and women on debt and credit and found that millennial women had much higher student debt, credit card debt, and just debt in general, with an average of more than $68,000 compared to $53,000 of debt for millennial men. But on the flip side, women carried higher credit scores than men, suggesting maybe they're more responsible.
Of course, their credit score would be 666. By the way, yeah, it's a little bit higher, but honestly, I think a 5-point difference is statistically insignificant. But let's move on.
In paying down that debt, the survey also found the gender wage gap is significant. 57% of millennial men have an annual income of $50,000 or higher compared to 42% of women.
And although the entitled ideologies are apparently rampant throughout our society today, as well as their expectations on the modern man, studies show that incomes over $80,000 per year make little to no difference in overall happiness in one's life. So modern women today will stake their future happiness on men that they have not even met, do not know anything about, because they're fixated on this $100,000 a year goal, when instead the goal should be fixated and focused on having a strong relationship with those around you and building a family. But that's an uphill battle for the materialistic Western modern woman today.
We have Pornhub. A bunch of women sex workers over at Pornhub are upset because, if you did not hear this, Instagram took off the Pornhub account and they said that they were in violation of their rules repeatedly. Well, these women have stood up, and these sex workers, men and women alike, have stood up and they said, wait a second. Instagram tolerates racy pictures from celebrities like Kim Kardashian while they unfairly censor the porn industry. The group accused Instagram in a letter on Tuesday of, quote, violent and profoundly damaging, end quote, harm to the porn industry by selectively enforcing its content moderation rules. Though Instagram insists that it was Pornhub that is to blame because they violated the rules repeatedly. Now, I have to say this. I actually am going to be, for the first time, team Pornhub on this, you probably heard me in last week's episodes talking about the pornography industry and making people realize that porn is actually everywhere, right? We're just deciding, as they said, which standard of porn we're willing to accept. Yes, Kim Kardashian posts nude photos all the time, barely covering her nipples, barely covering her private parts, and somehow it's allowed to stand. Last week, we also covered that strange photo, the photos that Madonna posts on Instagram, where she is basically naked. She's in fishnets, she's wearing a thong, she's under a bed, she has her full fake ass in the air because I decided at the age of 63 years old, she decided that she needed to get butt implants. And all that's allowed on Instagram. It's allowed. As long as you don't show the nipple, you can put whatever pornography that you basically want on Instagram. So why come down on the sex workers who don't make as much money as the billionaire Kardashians, who don't make as much money as Madonna? Why are we coming down? There needs to either be a real standard, right? Or there should be no double standards. We just need to have a real standard to not allow pornography on the internet. So I'm interested to see where that's going to go. Obviously, we know where it's going to go. Kim Kardashian will be protected, Madonna will be protected, and the sex workers will have to face consequences.
The irony here is that Kim K technically, allegedly, used to be a sex worker because her prominence and her rise to fame was coordinated by her mother, who picked the Ray J porno that went live. But nevertheless, it is truly a breath of fresh air to see women like Candace Owens calling out the bullshit as refers to as what we notice in our modern society today, specifically to women like Kim Kardashian. What we do need is more women like this to call out the bullshit, because when men do it, we can't handle a woman's sexuality. But right now, as it stands, we live in a sickening age of attention-seeking and neurotic narcissism fueled by these influencers that are starving for attention, where being normal or flying under the radar isn't valued. And it's so crazy because it's so unnormal in our society today that I find it extremely attractive. I'm meeting a young woman and she doesn't really use Instagram or doesn't even have an Instagram account. And why? It's because it reduces or it lowers the risk that her mind is completely gone, that she is feeding into the matrix of lies that construct her life for her, that tells her to post her hindquarters whenever she feels like it. Because the lies of the lifestyles that are purported by these influencers never prioritize or value what a man thinks. But the pure inconsistencies of these platforms will forever perplex me. From allowing these powerful stars from the old guard to post as they please, to going up on Twitch and watching these hot tub streamers do their things with their mammary glands all sticking out, while I got to do battle with TikTok every other week because I get labeled a misogynist and they take my account away, to the shadow banning that can happen on YouTube. And let's not even talk about the losing of brand deals and sponsorships because of the modern day propaganda machine that is against us. But at the end of the day, we must continue to professionally call out the inconsistencies, if anything is to change. Questions, comments, concerns? Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. You guys appreciate the compilation of videos here today. Shout out to Abba and Priest. Shout out to Candace Owens. Let's keep the content train running. Irrespective of the bullshit that we see across the internet, we got to continue to create the burning platform for change. Until next time, YouTube. Peace! So, without further ado, MTR, cut through the BS like we in charge. No cap with the rappers like steel bars. I'm packing and rapping like here we are. Here we are. Mediocre tutorial reviews. Like, comment, share my views. Come up and I paid my dues. Big step in my black way shoes. MTR, he break it down, yeah, it's MTR. Check out the sound with his MTR. No one put it down like it's MTR.